This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Justin, 25, says, did you enjoy TNA's six-sided ring, and how much more difficult was it to work in rather than the standard square you were used to in WWE?
Well, a six-sided ring is faster paced. It's a smaller ring. There are six sides. It's probably 2 to 3 feet smaller than the WWE ring. So when you're coming off the ropes, you have one step before you connect with your opponent. In the WWE ring, you have 2 or 3 steps before you connect. So the match is a lot quicker. Like, you have to react a lot faster. Other than that, there's not much of a difference.
Now, I have heard this from some performers about the six-sided ring. Is it harder to get your footing when you're on the top rope because they're spread out a little more rather than a direct 90-degree angle like a four-sided ring?
Yeah, it is a lot harder because it's a wider angle, and you need to place your feet. And especially if you're so used to doing it in a WWE ring, and then you go to the six-sided ring, it's a huge adjustment. And but it's not that difficult. I mean, it's a little bit of an adjustment. It's not a big deal. I have never seen anybody actually slip off the top rope on the six-sided ring. So obviously it doesn't make that much of a difference.
And that actually is a perfect segue for us, because our next question comes from Michael McClanahan, who says, what are Kurt's favorite memories of the main event Mafia storyline in 2008, 2009? And what were some of his favorite moments from their feud with the TNA frontline?
Well, we had a great program with the frontline, Samoa Joe and AJ. That was a lot of fun to do. But the cool thing about the main event Mafia was we had 5 guys that were really special, and bringing them all together and making this clan, this new faction, was one of the best things I ever did. And I didn't ask to be the godfather of the group. They actually decided for me to do that. The guys voted and said, let's make Kurt the godfather, because he's the workhorse of the company. So they knew that I worked my, I had most of the matches, and I was the guy I was the top guy in the company that was carrying the company. So that was really cool that they did that. But these guys were so good, and they were so experienced, and I loved being with them. They were entertaining. They were funny. We would get really serious at times, but we were having a blast doing this. This is one of the best factions in the history of professional wrestling. Of course, it's not going to get the notoriety that other ones have done, like the Shield or, DX, because it wasn't in WWE. It was in TNA. So unfortunately, we'll never get that credit, but we deserve it.
Is there ever any hesitance when someone in creative comes to you and says, hey, we want you to kind of reinvent and do something different here? Or do you embrace opportunities like that?
I embrace opportunities like that. I want to do something different. I want to change my character and keep it fresh and new. So I've always been on board with that.
Is there anybody you can think of that would have fit really well in the main event Mafia that didn't have an opportunity to mix and mingle with them?
Oh, that's tough. You know what? The thing is, I think we had all the guys that were experienced, that had a bunch of years of wrestling behind them. I can't think of anybody else that had the quote unquote 20 plus years.
Right.
I was the only one in the group that wasn't 20 plus years at the time.
That's crazy.
All the other guys were
so crazy,
heavily experienced. And that's what the main event Mafia was all about, was to have the guys that already had the huge success, the very top guys in every company, they come together and make a faction. So it was a very special group.
And they took a shoot vote to say, hey, we want you to be the forefront of this thing.
Yeah, which was really cool. I didn't expect that, but that was they decided, to vote Kurt Angle in as the godfather.
That's so awesome. And I think that speaks a lot to the level of respect that you commanded during that time. Especially, you were the one who made that jump to TNA. You took that bet on yourself. And I think that's really cool that they were able to pay that forward to you.
It was cool, definitely.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.